Hey, what's up, everybody? Dr. Jason Jones back with another episode of Health Made Easy. And this week, we are going to talk about techniques to slow down and to breathe. And you might say, well, I already know how to breathe. I get that for sure. However, what ends up happening as we go through life and we have all of our busy schedules, we're going through the holidays and we're running 100 miles an hour, but we're really only made to maybe run 50 or 60 miles an hour. We have to learn how to slow down, not to overtax ourselves, not to overtax our nervous systems, not to overtax our immune systems, and the rest of our systems of our body, so that we fall, prey to some sort of illness or ailment or something like that. So whenever you're stressed or anxious, it tends to increase our risk, of things like depression, insomnia, and things like that. Oftentimes the best advice is just slow down and take a deep breath. But unfortunately, many people see that as sort of like old school thinking, but they just don't understand how the process actually works. One of my patients asked me, recently, says, "Hey, I really don't believe that breathing, can ward off my anxiety and my stress. Is there another more effective way?" And I was like, well, if you learn the right techniques and you slow down and you breathe, it actually works really great to calm you down and make you feel rested. Now, granted, if you have some sort of like massive issue, going on, you certainly want to see somebody. But your autonomic, or what we call your automatic nervous system, which controls things like digestion, heart rate, breathing, hormones, and most every single thing in your body, is responsible for turning our internal dials up and down. So when you run from a lion or a tiger, your heart rate goes through the roof, breathing goes up rapidly, becomes very shallow. And at this point, your autonomic nervous system steps in to help calm you down. But this can be very hard if you're not necessarily physically exerting yourself. Okay, so if you sprint and you just run out of breath and you just stop or fall and collapse on the ground, you will naturally calm down. But if you're not able to calm down, because it's maybe like a mental stress or something like that, you might experience things like shortness of breath, dizziness, confusion, nausea. Maybe you might get like a lump in your throat or like tingling or numbness in your hands or feet. However, the good news is you can reverse a lot of these things by practicing changing your breathing habits. So we teach several techniques for people to slow down and breathe, at our office, our chiropractic office in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And these techniques stimulate the body's parasympathetic response, or what we call the relaxation response, or the rest and digest response. And these are characterized by the following physical changes. You'll notice that your breathing slows down, your heart rate slows down, oxygen consumption decreases, muscle tension decreases, blood pressure can also decrease, and you can also have a calmness just of your mind. So some techniques to slow down and to breathe is what I want to give you now. So you need to understand that when you're anxious, you often breathe in the upper part of your chest instead of breathing down into the lower chest, or doing what's called a diaphragmatic breath, or what singers do. They breathe with their diaphragm and their bellies start to poke out. So one is you can do what we call natural breathing, or just abdominal breathing. And this breathing technique is what we all should practice all day long, except when you're involved in like a physical activity. So it's the opposite of what we experience during like anxious moments. So your abdomen expands as your breath goes in instead of your chest. And it helps to supply sufficient oxygen to the body and controls the exhalation of carbon dioxide. So here's how it goes. So you gently inhale air through your nose into the lower lungs alone. So the belly really has to come out. Then you breathe out very slowly. Your upper chest should remain pretty much still while your stomach starts to expand out. Continue this gentle breathing technique with a relaxed attitude and focus on filling the lower part of your lungs. Second technique is deep diaphragmatic breathing, or basically what's called a calming breath. You can use this breathing technique anytime you're feeling anxious or maybe feeling a little panicky. It slows a rapid heartbeat and promotes physical comfort. So you breathe in slowly through your nose, filling the lower lungs again and your upper lungs as well. Suspend your breath when you get to the bottom and count to 3. And then you kind of purse your lips and exhale very slowly, relaxing the muscles in your jaw, face, stomach, and shoulders. And you can try this technique at least, 10 times a day for several weeks and use it whenever you feel you need to let go of tension, whenever you feel maybe anxiety or maybe a little bit of panic building up, then use this technique. You can do what's called some calming counts. This technique is more beneficial oftentimes than a calming breath. It takes about 90 seconds to complete rather than 30 seconds. And this helps you focus on other tasks rather than maybe the worrying thoughts that you might have. So you sit comfortably, take a long, deep breath, then exhale slowly, saying the word relax sort of in your head as you're exhaling. Close your eyes. Take 10 natural breaths, then exhale with a countdown starting with 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way through. While breathing comfortably, imagine any tensions loosening perhaps in your forehead, your jaw, your stomach, your shoulders, your face. And then when you count down to 1, open your eyes and then repeat and go back to the beginning and do it again. So as you practice these 3 techniques, always remember that your current thoughts, have a huge influence on your breathing. So try replacing, possibly some negative thoughts that you might have with something positive. Maybe you focus on, your favorite place that you'd like to go, whether it's the beach or maybe it's the Caribbean or maybe it's the mountains. Or picture someone's face that just brings you joy. This can also help. So try these out. Shoot me a message. Let me know how they worked out for you. Let me know if it calmed things down. Let me know what changes that you made. You can go to our Facebook page, Health Made Easy Facebook page, Dr. Jason Jones page, or hit me up on Instagram with a direct message. Love to hear your success with it. And we'll see you guys on the very next podcast. See you later. Bye-bye.